Welcome back, Cruces. A Mountain Echo here. We got Steven Rojas, our boy. We got Jonah Gallegos, and then we got Isaiah Tejas here back again. The crew is back. Woo. It feels like we've been gone a little bit, huh, boys?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, we're all attention is on basketball, right? I mean, we got district wrapping up, or they just wrapped up. Congratulations to the winners in Oregon Mountain and Mayfield taking it for the district, for the city. It was really cool to see that, get to see some of the games there. We got to cover. Special thanks to NM Prep and College Sports, putting out some articles, some things that you guys can see and read as well. So appreciate y'all. And now all focus is on state. We got state coming up next week. We got some exciting things going on. And then we have the Aggies also, and they are closing up their district or their regular season play, and they're in fourth. I think the guys and the girls are in the top 5 there. So excited to see them as we're wrapping up. All attention is on basketball. So thank you so much. And we're going to get started here. We're going to talk a little bit about college basketball. We got some not great things to talk about with Coach Hooten struggling here, playing at home. Jonah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, he fixed it the other night. I mean, you're as good as your last game, right? So they beat Western Kentucky by a good amount. But again, that Middle Tennessee game, they had a chance to probably separate themselves, maybe go above them, I think, in third place in the conference standings, but they dropped that game. Like I told you guys in the group chat, they led almost the entire game. And again, compared to like Kennesaw, that same game at home, they dropped the final 2 minutes. I don't know what goes on in their heads. Like at that time, like you have the lead. We could have went up by 10 with the final 3 minutes of Cook made a 3-point shot. It's just weird, but like I said, you're good as your last game, and like they made up for it. Hopefully we can close out this last road trip out with 2 wins. And I don't think they can do any better than fourth place right now. Yeah. Mathematically, I saw on Conference USA, some X page that really goes into it. And so, but that'll still be good. It would be a tough matchup. I think we'll probably play Western Kentucky again if the standings were to end today. So, but it is what it is. It depends on your matchup in the first round of the tournament. So we'll see. I just don't want to play Liberty too soon. I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So
that'd probably be like the best game for us, right? Western Kentucky.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, we could play if we got higher seed like La Tech or Sam Houston, but anyone could be anyone. I don't really see.
I mean, I don't know about Western Kentucky anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they handed us a can of whip ass on February 1st, 101-96. So it was a little
69,
rough there.
69. Even worse. My dyslexic friend.
Sorry, I am dyslexic.
Numbers are hard.
So
I was gonna say that's not a can of whip ass 96.
No, yep.
I wish it was 96.
It was 69. So we got some work to do from that game for sure.
Yeah, both went to each other's house and just kind of dominated. So, but like I said, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone pays attention to those losses anymore because the conference is so like just good. Like everyone's so even. But yeah, Isaiah's back.
Yes, sir.
Our basketball expert. We were kind of not flustering on facts last time, but we were like, we know basketball, but we don't know basketball that well.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely missed Isaiah's experience in basketball as well. But
thank you.
I mean, as all of us, we're all rotating in and we're doing our thing. And so this boy's over here settling houses left and right. So respect him, respect what he's doing. So what do you think? Were you able to catch some of the games? And did you see Twitter? It was kind of got a little crazy there for a little bit. And then we were able to beat Western Kentucky. But the game itself.
And what I'm more impressed right now with NMSU is coach's decision to start the Shaminga brothers.
Yeah, Shimanga,
that is huge.
God damn it, you and
I know.
Excuse me, Shimanga. You and Frankie change the name every time. Carry on. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start calling them the Twin Towers, man. There we go.
Too soon?
No, hey, but no, man. But no, they are a huge weapon. I mean, coming out of the gun right now, right away, just starting the game off. They are rebounding like crazy for us, playing some heavy minutes, 19 to 20 minutes a game. They're not scoring that much, but they are getting those trash statistics that we need, and that's rebounds, defensive stops, and that's a huge thing too as well.
Let's call him the Ethan Coombs stats.
There you
because
go,
that boy
the Coombs stats.
That boy don't get enough praise for what he does. Anyways,
Yeah, but I mean, Cook is starting to. I think last game against who did we play? Western Kentucky was a huge confidence builder going into this road
how many
trip.
points did he score?
And he only scored 9, man. And that's what I'm a little kind of down on is
But he hit a couple of threes, I think.
he hit a couple of threes, which is good. But I mean, we still are riding Swaggy P. I mean, with his 16 points, he's still our best player, standing out
boards.
right away. And 11 boards
He had a
too.
double-double.
So he has a double double.
double-double.
But no, man, I think Cook, if we can get him cooking, hey,
Nice.
that might be a slang. There we
That's
go.
a good one.
If we can get him cooking right away and Swaggy P going, I think we'll have a good chance. I heard something over when I was watching the Duke game. The commentator said, you don't want to get started. You don't want to ignite a flame too early before conference playoffs because you don't want to wear yourself out. So I think we are in that perfect lineup where we're headed to the road. We're headed on the road 2 games next up, and we just had a confidence game right away. So I think if we win out these 2 games, we have that flame ignited, but not too early.
That's a good point. I didn't think. Who are the commentators that day? Do you know?
I am not too sure, but
That's actually a really good point.
yeah, you don't want to wear yourself out. I mean, it makes so much sense because honestly, the conference tournament, I mean, especially for Conference USA, is going to be lengthy, and then we also have to go to where, Alabama, right?
Huntsville, Alabama.
So that's
I
gonna
was
be it, too.
curious to ask you, starting 2 bigs, does it slow down the game or does it speed it up? That has a different pace when you have 2 guys out there that can't get up and down the court as fast as if you had, Swaggy P or if you had other guys in there running back and forth.
I think it does slow it down. I mean, when you're talking about fast break, but in terms of defensive stops and actually being on the defensive side of the ball, you get to slow down your opponent.
Right.
So you allow yourself to take a break defensively. Your players, the 3 players that are running up and down the court and actually committing to these fast breaks, you allow them to rest on defense because you got 2 big trees on the bottom. I mean, they're guarding the basket and no one's going to be driving in and taking some physical, drives to the basket and taking out your energy. But I mean, honestly, you get to slow down the game defensively, but you do have to, worry about being 2 men down when you're on a fast break because you only got 3 guards that are running with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that like something that you plan for?
I think so. I think honestly, man, well conditioned. These boys really nicely. I mean, the brothers can still get up the floor.
Because I was gonna say, they gotta be just as fast.
They can
as
still rim
everybody
run,
else.
and that's what it's called. Grabbing a ball off the rim, rebounding, getting into your guard.
you do
and
drills
running
like
to the
that
other
every day
rim.
in summer, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. So rim running,
Yeah,
I
they
think
should be.
I think they're in shape for that. But you kind of see now that we are fast paced offense and we're fast break based too as well. You kind of see Shamanga. You kind of
We're never gonna get your name.
Yeah.
I will.
Well, he's graduating, so
I will name you, man.
I would want to know what the rule is on them because is Hooten setting a clock on their time on the court, subbing them out every 5-10 minutes? What is the rule on them? Because you do see them coming out consistently and they're getting subbed in and subbed out. So that's another thing too as well.
Nice. I guess I have another question. I guess I don't know how many games you guys have gone to. Unfortunately, I haven't been to any just because the days don't line up with my schedule. But are they starting these games off super fast, or are they just kind of like filling out the other team first?
A bit of both, I think. But most of the part that the past couple of weeks, we've been coming out with big leads, like 10 points or more, like separating over time. They never get like a huge, like 20 point, like last week against Western Kentucky was kind of different.
Yeah.
Like I said, everyone kind of has every team in the league has a blowout loss really. But that was our blowout win again. We have a couple actually wins over that, but no, they come out pretty strong. And that's why we're trying, like we're, saying like maybe Shamanga Brothers was the quiet fix, just because they defend well and they do run the court really well for big I mean, one's 7 foot, other one's 6'10". We'll call them both 7-footers. But they've also been showing off their athleticism. Like you said, in the Middle Tennessee game, Nate was under the basket and he had some good footwork. I think you tweeted it out on the.
He's a little nifty on his feet. He's pretty good.
Yeah. And Emmanuel, he does like a little. He stops like between the basket and the free throw line, and he kind of does like a push shot. I don't know what they call that, but like a floater almost, which is weird because he's 7 foot. But I mean, it's not too hard, I guess, if you're right under the rep. But yeah, they've been starting really well, which is good for Hoon because he found it out. Hopefully that continues into the conference play, like you said, Isaiah. Hopefully we didn't start that too soon, but I think we're on the right track, and who knows? We could see another NCAA appearance. I think we've beaten every team besides Liberty in the conference, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times if Liberty sees us again. And I can see us. I think we're just road warriors. I don't think we're a good home team, which is fine because
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it's better to be good on the road because. One, I'm tired of hearing the Aggie fans whine about it. Like, who cares? Like, we're blessed with some good teams in the past who beat some terrible teams in the WAC. Now it's not the same. Just get over it. We're a road warrior team, and it's better to be that because where are we going to play in the postseason? Yeah. Not here.
I feel like that's why fans aren't going to these games, though. They win away games, but when they come home, what happens?
Yeah, I'll fight you, Steven, but
One thing I wanted to ask you, Jonah, do you know about Jacoby Osborne? Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
I've been seeing him pop in and playing some heavy minutes for us. I mean,
yeah, he's been doing good. I smile because, like Coach Hoon said, like Coach Hoon said if he wasn't a freshman, I said this last time, he'd be a starter.
Oh wow!
But he doesn't want him to start him because he wants him to learn more, and so. But he throws himself around the court like if he's a senior or something. Like he's not afraid to get dirty. He's not afraid to go for those loose balls, to get the hard rebounds, and I think he's a compliment to Filipovic on the rebounding game. So I'm really happy for him. I hope he sticks it out like how Jaden Harrison Cook did, and I hope he stays with us as the years go on because we don't see that. We don't see players develop in the future years like they used to. And so if you can do that, that'd be really awesome.
Future's bright then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's thanks to NIL, right? That now we have no idea, right? Coach Hooten has a huge challenge now to not only recruit new players, but to keep the ones that he has now, right? Because anybody can leave. And so all the young players on our team, especially Osborne, please stay, brother. I mean, we love the way you play.
Gabe Pickens, too, another freshman point guard. He does really well. And he's Ethan Coombs stats again. Like he handles the court really well when Zodie Jackson goes out for a bit, and then he steps in and does. Like I can never do a point guard position. Like I was telling Isaiah the other day, like when someone's walking you up court, like someone's guarding you. Like no, I was like, here you go. That's too much. Yeah, that's too much pressure.
And I'll be fine.
But these guys do it really well, Zodie and Gabe. So
and I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I mean, transfer portal is a big thing right nowadays. What are we looking for? NMSU towards the end of the season, when should coach start actually focus on recruiting?
Well, I didn't know we had 9 seniors.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're senior heavy too.
I was a little confused, like, because with all the COVID rules, I thought maybe someone would be still eligible. But yeah, that's
Diego
a big
Pavia.
thing. Yeah,
Diego Pavia rules.
I guess we're going to sue the NCAA and get some couple years. But
no shot at you, Diego. We love you. Come back.
Nah, that was a shot at you.
Can't come back.
Come back.
You can play basketball now.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I don't know. He's probably looking into it now. I mean, it's never ending job, right?
Right.
He probably has someone looking into it. He's probably stressing about it. I know he tweets about when fans complain, he'll always like link the NIL page, 8 Mountain Sports, I believe it is, and just tell them to donate. And that's the best option right now. I don't really know. I don't want to know how difficult it is to keep players at a mid-major school. It's just.
And speaking of NIL, I saw our athletic director she just announced that we are now introducing ourselves into the lawsuit.
Oh,
You
what was
saw
that
too
about?
as
Yeah, I
well.
saw that.
Yeah, so I mean, she's making big moves, and I applaud her for that because that actually allows us to keep these players that we're trying
What's the
to stay here.
lawsuit?
So I'm not too sure the details. Do you know the details on it?
I think it's like a lawsuit to back pay athletes. And so it's going to be a little bit interesting because in order for you to get this money, there's money involved to pay the players. So it's like it's a lose-lose situation because you have to pay more to get more money. And so it's a whole mess, man. And I think it's fair to the players who, didn't get the opportunity to get paid or whatever. So I mean, I didn't look into it or read the whole article, but I did see some of the comments where a lot of people were saying there's no win-win in this situation because we're going to get the money, but it's got to go out immediately. But one of the things that it did note is that it's going to be able to allow the university to use money like tuition of any student, using those funds to actually pay the players.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It says we can compensate student athletes directly now.
Yep.
And the athletic director, Amber Burge, shout out to Amber, confirmed that she is actually introducing and opting in to that lawsuit, which is the House versus NCAA settlement.
Right.
So yeah.
Shout out to Miss Burge.
Yes. Thank you for taking care of our athletes.
She want that job, baby. She gonna get it.
Yes.
And I have no
get it.
idea if we're clapping for a good thing or a bad thing, just because it's so early on that we don't know what the repercussions are. So don't come at us.
We're talking about, but
People have been coming at us for different things that we've said. It's like, we're learning along the way. But I mean, if it helps the university, we got to trust the leaders that we have now until we don't, right? And so it's who knows what if you're a lawyer, hit us up. Let us know what it is that's going on there.
Burge for president.
No, but before we get into women's basketball, previously we've talked about needing a leader on the basketball court for the men's team, and I also tweeted out the fact that all of these guys are throwing themselves on the floor, win or lose throughout the game. If you see these guys, they're giving 110%. There's no participation awards to this thing, but I think the fact that they're giving up their bodies like that and just throwing themselves, we're like, that's hardwood floor. Like that hurts to be diving around. Yeah. I mean, Peter's throwing himself out there. Isaiah, you mentioned Osborne did the same thing, right? And all these players are putting maximum effort. And so Coach Hooten is getting the best out of them. They're just not finishing up. And I think that's just a home thing. So I'm excited to see what the conference
for real.
is up there.
It's kind of exciting now that we're going away. Like, we mean business.
Now
now,
we're
dude.
dangerous.
Come for you, NCAA. We come for you, baby.
Got a prediction over there?
I mean, I think as Coach Hooten said, we have to finish up. We have La Tech on Thursday, and then Friday we finish up with his old school there in Sam Houston. And so that's going to be really interesting to see us finish up because we've been complaining a lot, but we're in fourth place right now in a very competitive, as we've mentioned many times, in a really, really competitive Conference USA. I mean, UTEP's been in this conference forever, and they're what, 8th, 9th?
I know.
Come on,
I know the last win, they're on a 5-game losing streak, and the last one was us. So we're like, we switched it up at the right time.
Yeah.
Isn't the conference championship or tournament played in a football stadium? Did I hear that?
I don't know. It used to be at Frisco, like the Star in Dallas.
Yeah, it used to
But
be there.
last
but
year was the
not
first.
Pull it up, Steven.
Last year was the first year in what's it
already
called?
know, dude.
Mobile, or-
anymore. Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. That was the first year that I'd
It's like
seen
a
it there.
rodeo arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, they don't got no football team over there. It's probably a rodeo. Yeah,
That looks cool.
It does look like a stadium. And I mean, to be fair, Frisco, the Star is also a football. That's the Cowboys practice facility.
So is this like a AAU tournament? Are they going to have like multiple courts at one time? Or is
no,
it just
no,
gonna
no.
be
I think
It's
it's
one.
one.
It's one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Because I saw previous photos of like they had like 2 or 3 courts running at the same time.
In 2022, the company I used to work with, we were sponsors for Conference USA. So I actually have a previous relationship with them, and we were able to do courtside seats there. And they did have 2 courts going at the same time. So the quarterfinals and the semifinals were 1 court, but quarterfinals and below, it was multiple courts going on at the same time. They just put a curtain out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I hate that. No, we're not doing
Yeah,
that.
because then you
like
hear
that.
everything else from the other game.
It's like the activity center.
Yeah, I would hate to do that. Yeah.
Some intramural basketball going on.
That's exactly what it felt like too.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want. I mean, maybe we'll play better there even. I don't know. Whatever it takes.
The women's over there. Are they over there too? Women's?
I think the women will both play in Huntsville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect segue into the women's. We're also in fourth as well for the women's basketball. And the same thing, we've been struggling. We're not necessarily struggling. We're just inconsistent. And we have one of the best shooters in NCAA basketball with Molly Kaiser. So I have absolute faith in them. I don't know. You've followed them a little bit more as far as what women's basketball.
I think they'll be fine. I think can you go to the standings real quick for them? I think they're more like spread out. I think Middle Tennessee leads. 15-1, and then you kind of have 14-2, Liberty, Western Kentucky 12-4, and then there's us. What did it say? 8-8. So not as, and then the bottom is kind of just out there. Not as competitive or not as close as the men's. But like I said, it's all about matchups in the first round, and I think we're in a good position to at least get to the semifinal games in Alabama, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, we have really good players on that team besides Molly, but we also have a good coach, and we got to trust her, Jody Adams. Like I said, she did play under Pat Summitt in Tennessee, and like that's huge. And I just got to trust her. I think she knows her basketball for sure if she played under someone like that. And I would like to go to a practice of hers and see, because like Pat Summitt's like a legend, like in the women's world. Like that's like a branch off of her, and that'd be really cool if we got invited to practice and just see how she runs things. And she has a nice little twang to her voice too, Coach Adams. So.
Nice word, twang.
Yeah, twang.
Twang.
You never heard that? No, I never heard that.
Really?
What does that mean? She got like a southern voice?
It's a little southern voice. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I think they'll be fine. And like I said, they close out with the same two opponents as well. So, shout out to the women. They're doing their thing. Anything else on the women?
Yeah, I mean, what is it going to take for us to continue to win in the tournament for us, right? Obviously, shooting is important, and we do highlight a lot of Molly, right? But as a team, a lot of these girls are doing well, and Molly struggled a little bit right in the middle of the season. I don't know, guys. What is it going to take for?
Well, I know I mentioned last time. I was like, they rebound well. Actually, they don't rebound well. No. They're like last in the conference in it. So I mean, you want to win games, you got to rebound.
Yeah.
I also play defense really well. So, but I don't know. I don't know how basketball players really do it, because that's a lot of playing time and then you go back to back if you keep winning. So I don't know. I guess it's Isaiah's the one to kind of really explain, because I don't know the mindset going into a tournament when you got to win back to back days to even
like playoffs.
Yeah, like their tournament, if they got to win like 4 days in a row, pretty much. Maybe they'll have a day off in between the championship game, but I don't know.
It's just that grind mentality, man. Like you got to know that you all have a goal as a team, and you guys know the roadmap. The roadmap's already laid, and you gotta execute it. And I think these ladies have an opportunity to do that. I mean, hell, let's send them off to this tournament with a bang, man. Like, let's pack out these last 2 games at home. We got La Tech, on the 6th, and then we got Sam Houston on the 8th. They're home. The girls, what do they have? Like, only a couple thousand people or 1,000 people?
Like 400 maybe.
400,
yeah.
Like, the last home game was 478 people.
Yeah. So let's get it packed up, man. Let's get it packed up. Let's sell these girls out. Let's try to get as many people as we can in there. I mean, this is the last basketball game in the Pan Am Center until next year, until we hit volleyball next year. So, I mean, let's sell it out, man. We're only going to have concerts from here on out, and graduations concerts in that Pan Am Center.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that's Thursday at 6:00, and then Saturday we play Sam Houston.
I'm down for that, man. Because I mean, let's support these ladies, man. I mean, Molly's a baller.
Yeah,
man.
We probably should take advantage of it.
And we need to make sure this city is taking advantage of her being here. Because what is she? Is she a senior?
Yep. Yeah.
Man, this is her last year here. She has 2 more home games. Let's go, support her. She's repping LC right now, and let's go support her. Let's get all of Las Cruces out there. NMSU, let's start anything you guys can give away to these students. Start packing it out, man, for these females, and let's get them going, man, because female sports is important. And I think female college basketball is very important after, of course, Caitlin Clark came on the road and actually exposed the sport. I think these guys they're athletes. These ladies are athletes, man.
And she's exciting to watch. She'll hit one of those, from the logo 3-pointers, right? That's the NBA and WNBA. That's what we like to see. That's what sells. And we got someone here at home that's doing it.
You think Kaiser's good enough to play in WNBA?
I think so. Yeah,
Yes,
I think so. And that's what we need to support. So Molly, hit us up on social media. We'll get at you too as well. Let's see if we can get as many people as we can to come over here to your games, your last 2 games, and let's watch these girls. Let's watch them compete. And NMSU, come on, man. Let's pack this out. Let's
Yes,
pack
sir.
it out.
Yes, sir. Amen. And then,
Amen.
And then wrapping up with NMSU sports. Obviously, our main focus has been basketball for now, but baseball and softball are right into it. Guys, would you believe me if I told you that the softball team has already played 21 games?
I saw that. I was like, damn, these girls.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
21 games.
Didn't they just start yesterday?
Yeah, they haven't stopped playing since. But you know what? You know who hasn't stopped balling since is Desiree
Spearman, baby. Yeah.
She's killing it. She's doing great. I mean, all the stats are the same, but I did want to give an additional shout out to Kristen Watson, who she's actually got up on top of Desiree on hits. She has 29 hits, so there's girls out there that are hitting the ball like crazy, and so this team is doing really well. And at home they've been 8-4, and they've been playing a lot of tournaments, so they're going to start settling down.
Yeah,
they're not going to be playing as many games, but this past Saturday they did play. They were number 1 when they played them, Texas.
Yeah, we lost
at UT.
Man.
Yeah, we lost 2-5. Is that what that says? Yeah. So, I mean, we're playing cool teams. So softball's exciting there. And then for the baseball team, they are also doing really well. Wanted to shout out Mitch Namey. He is getting on base almost at 50% of the time. So
What's his name?
Mitch Namey.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is he, a senior or?
I believe he's a sophomore, actually. As Steven looks that up, Namey is doing
junior.
really well there.
Junior.
Then we have Steve
Solorzano.
Yeah, his on base percentage is insane as well. So
He's from Cruces.
we have some hitters.
I was going to ask, do we got any local kids on here? Because I know baseball.
Play with my
scouts
cousins,
local.
Micah and MJ Escondon.
Oh, nice.
He's really good. Yeah, I know his brother too, Georgie. He's actually a really good athlete. He's big, and he's put on some muscle since high school for sure, obviously. But yeah, he's a hometown kid, and he's not afraid.
Hey, man, if you're not doing anything during the spring or the summer, hop on our softball team, our church softball team.
I'm pretty sure.
Jonah's retiring. Jonah's retiring.
I'm pretty sure he'll be busy playing some of that stuff. But
I was noticing something that's interesting about the baseball team. We have about, I think it's 4 or 5 guys on our lineup who are getting on base over 40% of the time, which is really, really good. But what's really interesting is our DH. The coach has not chosen a specific DH to be the designated hitter. He's rotating that position in. Isaiah, do you know what DH is?
Yeah, designated hitter, baby.
But it like the position that's there. Reason why I ask you is
they don't field, right? So they don't field. They're just strictly there for hitting. Yeah.
Yeah, you've helped me with basketball, so I was curious to know how much.
Shohei Ohtani, right?
That sounds like a good job, honestly. Chill.
Yeah.
Hey, can you
like that?
Me? Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, so coaches
you're
rotating
DH back
those
in
guys
Mustang
around.
baseball, baby.
Shout out to Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really important. It's hard though because it's not like basketball where you're playing both positions or you're playing both offense and defense. You have to stay on while you're essentially in the dugout waiting for the team to stop.
DH can hit wherever, right? Like whatever spot, or does that have to be a certain?
Yeah, you can move him around and put him in a different lineup.
Yeah,
but I think coach is putting those matchups. He's taking advantage of the matchups of if you have a lefty pitcher, you put in your right-handed designated hitter and you rotate around. So you look at the stats and all of the guys. There's 8 spots that are doing really well, and then 9 is just kind of sprayed out throughout the lineup.
One more question: can you switch out the DH for another DH? Like switch another player
In the middle of the
Or does he
game?
have to
It'd
be
be a
the-
sub.
Oh, okay, but he'd be a DH still, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, he can't go for it. But we do have a good coach. Go to the coach. I think it's Jake Angier.
Don't let him talk to you like that. Say please.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Jake Angier. I think he's from Oregon. He coached with Oregon baseball.
Wow.
And I think Oregon, I don't know the record, but they're always pretty decent. I'm pretty sure they're in the College World Series. They've been in it the past 5 years, like at least one time. But yeah, we have a really good coach there. We have a lot of good coaches in Mexico State. So I guess shout out to Mario Mocha. Sorry for the drag we did a while back, but he's got some good people in here, but also Dr. Burge is doing a good job of keeping them and I guess keeping them satisfied and whatnot. So
congrats, Mario. You sold your house. I saw you sold his house, actually. Hey,
really?
congratulations, Mario. Hey. He's having fun in Cancun now.
Yes, sir. Good for him. Good for him. No, I mean,
With them
obviously.
Dallas Cowboys over there.
Yeah.
Oh, so the head coach
He's
for
on the
baseball, he had 4 years at Oregon with 3 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances.
well, Steven waking up the stats.
Yes,
He's
sir.
supporting me, baby.
So maybe the future is bright for Aggie baseball.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
No, I mean, we've always been really good. We always go deep into not only the conference play, but we always are playing in May on TV, playing someone. You know, we have early exit.
That's
but
true.
we've
Like
always
2
been really
years
good.
ago, we played in the first round against Oregon State.
And they have a
wherever the Beavers
really
are.
nice field. The Aggies field is amazing.
Yeah,
I
the
love
skew, the skew, baby.
it. I love
And
it.
it's really cool. Every seat, it's not bleacher style anymore. Growing up, when I would go,
Yeah, it was bad back then.
Bro, now you can lean back. You can watch the game. Every seat is like that.
Yeah.
So
They're
it's,
nice.
we
yeah.
have the seats. It's
they got
cool.
like $1 hot dogs too. They're
Did they
good.
finish those the batting cages? Over
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
All
why.
that back there
That's
looks-
why we got
yeah.
pros coming back here because the facilities are so good.
Yep.
$1
Nick
hot dogs, is that what
Gonzalez, Joey Ortiz. They use
Stuck down
that.
there.
They use that batting cage. I see them a couple times because they live next to me. But I see their cars parked out there and the lights are on. They got the key to the facilities. Maybe they're good for them. I mean, they're making $1 million, so they should. So millions of dollars, but
and
Just
their
a sweet
games.
donation to the school. That's all you got to do. Slip in some NIL money.
that's what I'm saying. Pascal
like
Siakam
$1
need to come back and support the men's basketball. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still owes some money in tuition. Siakam, I think that's why he doesn't come back. And I'm confused why he doesn't come back. And
That is true. He hasn't came back.
And
since he
I've
got-
seen some stuff about that on like X and stuff. So if you guys know a little more about that, I'll do my research too. But I just
Pascal, come back.
yeah,
man.
I was like, why didn't he come
visit
back?
us.
Yeah,
Come visit us next year.
I had class with him. He was a smart dude. He was really
We got
smart.
a chair right here. We'll put right here for you. We can
yeah.
have a seat and talk
Yeah,
about it.
man,
a
let's
little
talk
bit.
about.
I'm
Come
like,
show
We're
off
not even
that.
talk about that.
Come show off that championship ring, man, over here in LC. Come on.
Absolutely.
That's
There you
wild.
go.
He has a ring. Let's get into high school sports. I'm really
Yep,
excited about high
yep.
school sports, actually. So we got 5 Las Cruces area teams in the 5A tournament on girls and boys.
I thought it was 6.
No, 5. 3 girls, 2 boys.
No, there's Mesilla Valley.
Oh, Mississippi Valley. I'm sorry about that, but
There we
5A
go.
at
Come
least.
on, man. Come on.
2A, Mississippi Valley Christian
We
School.
said that in the group chat too that we were going to do.
Yeah, we did.
I know I
Sorry,
said
Missy
something about
Valley.
them,
I
like-
apologize.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
something
we
about them like 4th
Yeah, and they're
episode.
dominating
did,
in the
yeah.
beginning of the season. I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah, he
man.
mentioned them undefeated back then.
Yeah.
I think they're 5 in the 2A, which is I'm shouting Mississippi Valley. Like, yeah, shout out to you guys. But at least for the 5A, we did predict right. Centennial, Mayfield, and Cruces girls all made it, and then Cruces and Oregon Mountain made the boys' side. And I didn't like some of the stuff I saw, including from Isaiah actually.
What'd you do?
But like, no, like how people
Isaiah
are,
would never do anything.
no, people like whining, like especially some people on the Cruces side that they shouldn't have gotten a 15 seed, and I'm like,
I didn't say that.
no, I know, you didn't say that about that.
Don't put my name on that.
You're on like you're the Volcano Vista.
Bullseye for life, baby.
But I just don't like just win, dude. Like, who cares about the seeds? You can't control the seeds, and I'm not pointing out anyone.
Yeah, you
I'm not
are.
saying any names.
As he points.
But like they just need to focus on winning. Like they've beaten Hobbs before. Hobbs is really good this year. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure. And like I said in my article, but if they have their players, like Jaden Brisby, Von Romney, who played really well at the end of the Oregon Mountain game the other day, then they're in good hands. And if they can get their shooters, Dominic Latrell, I think it was Zayden Clark, like they'll be in good hands. It's hard to beat Cruces when they're making a lot of shots like that.
And then what's really solid is you got to remember Cruces is young. So
Yeah,
if you
they
can
are.
get these young kids some experience in the
Yeah.
state tournament, I mean, even though it's in Hobbs, not saying they're going to lose, but Hobbs is a crazy atmosphere to even play in just regular season. Could you imagine
Yeah,
how
have you
packed
been
it's
there?
going to be?
you
Oh
been
yeah. Oh yeah. I played in that atmosphere. I mean, it's going to be packed. It's going to be loud during the state tournament because Hobbs, you have nothing to do over there during the weekend. So everyone's,
Hey, man, come on.
sorry. Oh wait, your wife. We're
gonna go to underground?
My bad.
Hobbs is fun if you
Don't
know
come
where
at
to
me,
go.
Loops. But no, No. I
There's nothing to do over
I
there.
mean, Hobbs is loud, man. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a really good game. And Coach Ben knows how to win over there. Coach Ben has won many, many years over there at Hobbs, but he's also taken some L's. But I really think it's going to be a solid game over there.
You're right. There's nothing to do there.
Yeah, I think they played at Hobbs. I think scroll up a little bit in the beginning of the season, and they lost by a lot.
Yeah, you said that that they beat them in the past, but I was like, what, like last year?
Yeah, see, they lost by 59-29. Oh no, it was here.
34-35.
74-35.
Oh, and they played them again, I guess.
Yeah, they played him twice
59-29.
right there, 59-29, 74.
And they didn't get within 30.
But here's the thing. It's the state tournament.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Everybody is battle tested now. It's the end of the season. They have an opportunity. And obviously, you cannot count out this Cruces team with Bird. I mean, Bird is a solid weapon. I mean, player of the year for the district.
yeah.
I mean, that is massive. And he was just carrying his team on his back all the way back up to the championship to play Oregon Mountain again. And I think he's going to put up a fight. He's not going to go down without swinging. You know what I mean?
I feel like this team has gotten better as the season progressed too.
Yeah, which is you should be getting better, but there's some teams that have really digressed too. So you have a good point. So
And I want to point out Bird, when he got announced as district player of the year, there were some people who weren't really happy about that.
yeah, co-player. Yeah.
Co-player district of the year. A lot of people said that he didn't even deserve to win that, and I think he should use that as motivation because you're playing Hobbs, right? You're the 15 seed. They're not counting you in. They don't think that you're going to be able to win. They don't think you're going to be able to go to the pit. And so I think as Bird being, and Cruces in general, being the opposite of what Oregon Mountain is with all the stacked seniors that they have, he's the leader, and he just got chosen. There's been some question marks about it, and I think he needs to use that as motivation. And I'm really excited for him to get there. He's never played at the pit
at all,
so he's got to get there.
I saw that. I really want him to play.
And a lot of things that a lot of those people saying those things, I mean, haven't either one played basketball before competitively, or two really even watched this young man play. I mean, this dude is a dog. He deserved it. I would not have wanted to be in that room with full of coaches voting on the player of the year, because that was such a tight race. In my opinion, Lenny and Bird, I mean, I'm glad the district did what they did and the co-player of the year, because it was so difficult.
I'm sure Lenny don't like it, but yeah, you got a point.
I mean, man, let me tell you, Bird, congratulations. You deserve it. Man. Don't let anybody walk on that. I mean, that's an award that you're going to hold on and cherish for the rest of your life, because you had an amazing season.
Yep. Hey,
time to lock in, though.
There we go.
Lock in. Let's get to the pit, Bird. Let's get to the
lock
pit.
in. Not just you, buddy. The whole team needs to lock in.
And the last time the Dogs beat Hobbs was in 2021-22 season. They beat him 70-55. So, like, you're right. Coach Ben knows a thing or two. He has experience. He has 2 state championships, a few state title appearances. Like, he's been there. He knows what it takes. And he'd be the first to tell you that they're small, but that's not holding them back.
That don't matter,
He's telling them, why not us? And I'm sure that like we shouldn't be shocked if they upset Hobbs. So I'm hoping I want the more teams we can cover at the pit, the better, because it's more exciting for us.
And we got some exciting stuff coming up. We've been doing some planning behind the scenes on being there at the pit. Being in Albuquerque, we'll be there throughout the week, and so keep an eye out for that as well. But we are really excited to have two teams on the boys' side being at the pit. We're counting on that. We're counting on Cruces being there and upsetting Hobbs. Go out there, drive those 5.5 hours. And just beat them. Let's go.
Such a boring drive, dude.
5.5
I feel
hours.
bad for these kids, dude. They're going to be sleeping on the bus.
Hey, you don't want to have a sad road back. Let's not do that.
That's true. It's a boring trip.
That's going up to Hobbs you're talking about?
Yeah, they got
that charter bus ride back when you take an L in Hobbs. Hey, man.
It's quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever taken one of those?
Hell yeah, multiple.
What is that like?
Played with. Hey, man, it is tough. It's quiet, and it's long. It is tough.
You got TVs in there?
Yeah, but that's the thing is you got the DVD player all the way in the front. And Coach Ben, Coach Ben, I remember one time we were coming back from Hobbs. He played this Denzel Washington movie when he was like a gladiator or something like that. I'm not too sure what it was. No. He played this old school Denzel movie.
I was like, that movie back then?
We were all just sitting there like, man. Because you just got that one DVD player up there playing for all the TVs in the bus. And it's like, oh, man.
I forgot about that. Coach Miller should play Friday Night Lights on the way to...
On repeat.
Yeah.
That's all you watched.
Yeah.
That's when you're frustrated when your phone loses signal and you're like, oh, shit.
I got to watch whatever you put on.
Yeah, but shout out to the girls though. Mayfield got the 3 seed. Well deserving. Like I think they went 24-3 this year. And the only losses they have were to El Paso team and then Sandia and Hobbs were the 1st and 2 seed. But I watched them the other night in the district championship game, and I have a couple of players I wanted to highlight. Junior post Sienna McInnes, senior guard Lorena Villarreal, and senior guard Jasleen Reese, who all did pretty good, and they all had experience playing last year at the pit when they lost to Volcano Vista. And now they got some help from other players like Serena Carrasco, who's knocking down threes. She's number 2, and she needs like a little bit of space, and she was draining them at Cruces. So if they can have her shoot that, and those 3 girls, step up in scoring, I think they'll be fine. And all the way up to, they'll probably meet up with Sandia in the semifinal games. I'm saying it now, and they've already played them once, lost by like 40, I think, but that was a long time ago. That was December 6th when they played.
Who's number 2? What was her name?
Serena Carrasco.
She was being guarded. I couldn't remember the name. I don't even know, but Coach Selby was guarding her almost on the sideline there. At the district championship, it was at Mayfield, and I love how that court, everybody's on top of one another. It's my favorite court. I've only been there a couple times. That's my favorite court in the city. It's just dope. Everyone is there, where you can just feel the crowd on top of you when you're playing. But because of that, it makes the bench be almost right on the court. And so Coach Selby would kind of speed walk down
Selby's passionate, huh?
Yeah, but she would speed walk with her hand up like this as she was shooting on the wing. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? But she was still knocking him down, right? Where it was almost like Selby was trying to get in there and block him. I was like,
block it.
What is going on here? Because that's got to mess up if somebody's coming on your peripheral here when you're trying to shoot a 3.
That's because
do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you see it?
100%.
You gotta be freaking focused. You gotta be like tunnel vision.
The thing that's going through your head, man, is the many options. Can I shoot this? Am I going to be able to elevate over this player? And what are my options if I can't shoot it? If I'm already elevated in the air, can I pass it down to the baseline? You got to see.
But you're not thinking about the coach running at you.
No, but you just see a body.
Feel it, though,
you
man,
just see a body coming this way. So you're about to shoot here, and then you just see something coming this way. Yo, they were
about to tackle you or what?
She was probably maybe
that
like
makes sense.
this off of the actual court and just speed walking this way with her hands up. I saw it. I respect it, but that I also know you ain't slick. I saw it. I thought it was funny. It wasn't a foul. The refs were seeing it. It was a passionate game, but I thought that was pretty cool that she was essentially playing with the coach, also trying to guard her.
And speaking of Cruces, I mean, they can meet up with Mayfield again if they upset La Cueva. They got their number 11 seed playing number 6 La Cueva, and their starters. Their leader is Betsy Quinones.
Real quick, Mayfield plays Roswell on the 7th.
Yeah, that's right. That's their first round game. Last game of the season at Mayfield.
I sent you the link to the bracket, Steven.
Oh, sick.
But no, I mean, what's crazy too when you analyze this bracket is that they put all of the Cruces teams on the bottom.
My gosh, here we go.
No. What I'm saying is it's going to be sick because we could have.
You mean the girls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We could have a Cruces semis. I mean, LC 575 semifinal, which would be cool, and leading us into the state championship. And I really think Mayfield has an amazing path. Coach Maya has an amazing opportunity to potentially, who knows, we don't know if he's retiring. I don't know if you guys have heard anything, to potentially close out his legacy over there at Mayfield. I know they named the court after him, so congratulations on that, Coach.
Yeah, it's probably leaning that way. I saw that.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, if you could close this thing out with a state championship, that would be huge.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Like I said, they're going to have to meet probably up with Cruces. I think Cruces will pull off the upset, to be honest, because their players play hard too, like Betsy Quinones, Sofia Herrera, and their shooter, Danae Pacheco, who are all like, they lost to Mayfield 3 times, and Mayfield's the 3rd best team in the state. Yeah. And that's a good experience to have going up, playing in another, northern team. So don't count them out yet. And if they meet up with Mayfield a 4th time, like those girls aren't going to want to have their season ended by their rival for a 4th time. It could be a good game, and it's really cool to see them at the pit play against each other. So, we'll see for them. And of course, Centennial got the 15 seed. They're really young. They only have 4 seniors, I believe. And the rest, I think 6 are juniors or freshmen or sophomores, and they have 3 freshmen or sophomores in the rotation. So they're really young, but like Isaiah said, like to get that experience, those girls are going to remember it, and they're going to be back. Coach Abney is a really good coach too, and he even tweeted out saying like, we're playing in defending state champs. We're not taking anything for granted. But it's really, they wanted that experience. And not to mention, too, he told me today on Twitter that their star player, Joy Hunt, broke her bone in her hand.
Oh, really?
So she's a senior. So, Joy, we're sorry to hear that, but we're glad you got to play, most of your senior year. I know you're probably going to be a leader off the court for those girls. So, that's tough, being a senior and getting injured that way and not playing the last game of the season. It could be the last game of the season, but, Centennial is going to use this experience heading forward. It's a tough challenge. Sandia is really good.
Sandia's only lost one game this year.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we saw them last year. Like I always mention it. Like they're the two sisters. They got way more athletes than we just named. So we'll see.
And they played them already December 7th, 73-32.
They played them twice.
But remember, those two sisters, man, like Jonah mentioned, they're some ballers, dude. I mean, the younger sister, 8th grade at the time, almost
she's
dropped
freshman,
20 points. And then the older sister...
state title game.
At the state title game. And the older 8th grader, she dropped almost 20 points. I think
that
she had
crowd
15.
is loud.
She had like 15, right?
Yeah, and her sister
then her
had 30
older sister had
something.
like 32.
Is she D1? Is she going to BYU?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's a competitive team. Those, I mean...
Yeah, you're playing D1 athletes.
Exactly. So obviously, I mean, Centennial, I think they can hold their own.
Yeah.
And again, if they lose, they lose. That's the experience. And those players, those Centennial girls, are going to be better for it next year too as well, because they're going to be very experienced against D1 athletes, like you said, Joe.
Some of those girls can play.
And I said too, they lost by a lot, but I said if they can lose, I don't want to say lose, but like if they make it close with 15 points or around there, like they lost that way, that's a win.
Oh yeah,
like you were competitive and you like put your all on the court. So I think we'll see that.
What I've always said too is if you lose to Sandia and they make it to the championship and they win again, it's always great losing to the champion.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always great losing to the champion. Like, you can't say anything, right?
We lost to state champs,
Unless they pull off an upset
against Sandia.
I hope so.
I'll put some money on that.
What did you say earlier? Can happen any day.
It can happen any day, and it's hard to beat a team twice too, as well.
Three
guys.
times.
There you go.
Third meeting.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. And the last final team, you guys, our favorite team, supposedly I saw people it's kind of coming at me on my NM Prep Coach Sports page saying that I cover a little bit of too much of this team.
Who's that? We don't have a favorite team. Who are we talking about? Do you know what we're talking about?
I mean, maybe if some of these coaches told us, let us, interview them. I mean, hey,
That's a good point.
Maybe if some of these coaches answered our DMs.
Anyway,
That's a good point.
Coach McBroom, shout out to Coach McBroom.
Yeah, Coach, thanks for picking up the phone, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it,
Yes,
Coach.
sir. But also, I mean, it's just they're exciting. They're playing well, and they're the champions for district, and they're the ones who we're going to be looking at closely throughout state, right? And they're going to be representing the 3-5A district, and for us to get more respect on a state level moving forward, I think all of us need to be rooting against who is our strongest team. And Oregon Mountain right now is that team. And because I was able to talk to Coach Loopold after one of the basketball games, and we were talking about like what some of our seating might be. And he even mentioned, he's like, we're just not respected as much in this district when it comes to everyone else in the state. And so we need to start showing up to these tournaments. And so, I mean, there is no bias. It's just we're covering who we need to cover. And I think Oregon Mountain looks really strong. And they showed it against Cruces. They did really good.
You talked to the legend after the game?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Loopold
Damn,
Jam,
that's
man.
sick. The legend.
Hey, he's a legend, but I want to give him a quick shout out. He was my teacher growing up.
Mine too.
He's just a great guy. He's been around sports forever. And you know what he's doing? He's keeping score to the girls basketball game.
And the boys too.
And the boys.
I saw that,
right?
yeah.
I ran into at the girls one, but it's just a legend like that is still he's just being a part of the game, man. He loves the game so much.
There's a rumor going around they're naming that gym after him.
They better. I mean,
They
that'd be
better, right?
great.
They better, right? He's been there for years. How many state championships with the volleyball teams?
Coach Loopold Court. What's his first name?
There you go. Oh, that's a good question. Legend.
Legend.
Legend Loopold.
That's what big old legend.
Let us know what his first name
I mean,
is.
there's some guys, that we see around town, and shout out to those guys who, I was thinking about this the other day.
Let's get deep. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, hey, coach. I just said, hey, coach, to Coach Loopold, who I hadn't seen in years. And he immediately turned around. There's some dudes who just earned the name title coach. And he's one of them. And that's what I was thinking about. He's like, Oh my God, crossing your arms. I just think that's super cool. And I think he's one of those legends who's there. So I'd be so happy for him to be there. It's like there's a lot of guys who coach who they still go by first name or whatever. But he's one of those guys that you earned that title of coach. You know what I mean? And he's got it. So I think that's super cool. And I just wanted to shout that out. As I was talking to him, I was like, this guy's the man. He's been around forever. And so
it's like his name's like Gary or something like that.
Coach Lupo's first name.
That was a good guess. I don't know.
It sounds good. It flows good.
Yeah, it's a flow.
But I mean, man, so like we were talking about Organ Mountain, I mean, Farmington on the 8th at 5 o'clock, and then they head to the pit. I think
just right away going to the pit, huh?
Hey, let me tell you, man.
Let's go.
Organ Mountain, you guys handle business real quick.
Let me tell you something.
On Thursday. But
Farmington's like, what?
Who are these guys? No, but I mean, obviously, Carlsbad and Roswell, I see Roswell taking that one too as well. But right away, I mean, if that does play out, that does roll out in the bracket, we have Organ Mountain, Roswell. I believe Roswell beat Organ Mountain earlier in the year. Go ahead, Steve.
I found his first name.
Oh,
It's Keith.
Keith.
I
I was
knew
kind
that.
of close, right?
Gosh, I should have remembered that from my syllabus.
Kind of. Oh, yeah.
From like 20 years ago.
From my 2013 syllabus.
20 years?
It's 12, okay? No, probably 15.
There you go. That's 20. Once you get past 15. But no, man, I mean, they got Roswell. I mean, Organ Mountain and Roswell could be a potentially really amazing matchup. And I just think I texted you in that group chat right when the brackets came out because I think NMAA kind of unfairly seeded Organ Mountain. I see that, I don't know, man. I think Organ Mountain should have been the 6th seed, to be honest. The 6th seed would have been a nice route for Organ Mountain to kind of, glide to the state championship.
Yeah, that bottom bracket's really open.
Yeah, it's really open, man. That's that seeding that I think they should have been placed in. But and I think Steven, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Organ Mountain play Albuquerque High earlier in the season? And
It was like one of the first games, I thought.
Yeah, they won.
Albuquerque Academy?
No, down.
I saw it up there in December. You're rolling up. I saw it right there. Yep.
These guys?
No, that's Albuquerque Academy. That's a different one.
No,
What did you say?
Albuquerque's like purple, aren't they?
No, they're green.
They're green.
Oh.
So not Albuquerque
Yeah,
Academy?
so I guess they didn't play him. But I mean, I would have loved to see, and I was predicting, I was talking to one of the members over there at Organ Mountain and telling them that I think a 6th seed would be amazing because you guys are on the bottom of the bracket. That piece of the bracket is going to be left open for you guys to glide before you guys hit Volcano Vista. But yeah, it would have been nice. The only thing is that they are going to have a battle all the way to the state championship. The positive thing that I see coming out of this is this team will be battle tested if they do make it to the state championship to face not necessarily the state championship, the semifinals. They'll be battle tested against a really tough Roswell team, and then they'll have to play probably, I'm predicting, Volcano Vista right away. So in the semifinals, which might be good for them because they're already battle tested and they're already ready for those tough games. And they're not just gliding through the tournament.
I think that's what happened last year. They kind of just glided, and when they met up with them, they're like, "Oh,
they got smacked in the face." Yeah.
But they have defenders that can defend against Kenyon Aguino, I think his name, and that David Lunn, who was a freshman last year. They're big dudes, but I think Ethan Pack, he's a strong dude. He's a senior. He can match up. Even Ethan Coombs, like if Kenyon, is a big guy, is up handling the ball, Ethan can make it uncomfortable for him and force turnovers.
And also, Pac-Man has a confidence booster right now. I mean, last year he was not that confident like he is this year. So I think...
Yeah, I saw that. I did a thing today again, and he shoots like 50-something% from field goal, which is good because his mid-range, which mid-range today's world is like forgotten, but he can just pull up and shoot from the mid-range. But like I said, even Lenny, like if he wants... When Lenny wants to play defense, which, no, he does play defense, but I'm saying...
what are you trying to say here, man?
I'm saying sometimes, as a, the leader, like he wants to score first, and sometimes, defense comes second. But when he defends, he's really good, and he can make it uncomfortable. That whole team can defend, and so I don't count them out against Volcano Vista. They, like I said, they have 8 seniors. 4 of those seniors are in the starting lineup. And then McDaniel, last year he was quiet at the state tournament. I think this year he's more comfortable, like Ethan Coombs.
He can't miss, dude.
Yeah, and if he gets shooting like that, like he did, he had 5 3-point shots made against Cruces the other night. And if he does that in the state tournament, like they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. And what did that kid from Volcano have? What was his record? Like 16, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
but again,
okay, this is a hot take. I love all the coaches in our state, but I think someone just needs to take down Coach Greg Brown from Volcano Vista. Like his confidence right now is above the roof.
And this is also another hot take. That district is weak.
Yeah, it is.
That district is weak, so Volcano glided through that district very nicely and very easily. And they didn't meet any competition. And I think
the last time they played was like a California
smack him
team.
in the face, man.
Yeah.
Oregon Mountain can smack him in the face because, I mean, Oregon Mountain could beat anyone. The only real competition that I think is Volcano Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe they come out with a big lead, and I don't think Volcano Vista's
recovers from it.
Yeah, like I don't think they'll be able to like recover from it because they're not used to being down so much. So let's see. That's gonna be exciting. I think we'll see them Thursday night.
Who's their biggest competition in district? Volcano Vista.
Cleveland, maybe.
Yeah, Cleveland, and even at that, Cleveland's not that great.
Yeah, we smacked. We didn't smack Cleveland, but we did.
I think maybe 4 years Cleveland was the bomb. When I was playing, I know Cleveland was the
Deuce time era too. Like they won. They were going back and forth. So exciting times. We can't wait to go to state. Oh, I can. Someone needs to take down Volcano Vista. I hope we're there when that happens. My boy Steven's going to interview some.
And Sandia, get the Brown brothers out of there, man.
Some coaches.
Get the Brown brothers out there.
He's going to be like Joe Rogan down there.
Sandia, get both of the Brown brothers out there, man. I mean, what do you have? You have. That's the interesting thing.
Damn, imagine they clip us. They're like, wait, we're the next. Where's Sandia in?
That's the other interesting thing that I see NMAA planning on their seating. Not saying, I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love it. I love a good conspiracy theory.
Some people.
I mean, you put Sandia on the opposite side of the bracket, man.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy.
And you kind of see like, okay, now is it a Brown Brothers state championship? That's what they're planning for? It's like, come on, man.
I don't think Sandia's that. I don't think they'll make it, to be honest. Who's on the bottom bracket?
Number 3. I mean, they do have to face Hobbs.
Hobbs is good.
Hobbs is really good, and then I think that's the only team that's going to potentially put up a fight. But again, we can't count Cruces out, man.
No, can't
count them out.
So,
I mean, it could be a hell of a first round loss, maybe. So, I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, we're talking potentials. We're talking, maybe this, maybe that, but you never know what happens in the state tournament. It's like the NCAA tournament. I mean, you never know. You could have a Cinderella team come through and just whoop everyone's ass all the way to the state championship.
Going all the way to the Elite Eight or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Sandia last year was the Cinderella team for a while. Albuquerque too, I think.
Yeah.
So it happened. There's lower seeds that get wins all the time, so that's exciting. March Madness, baby.
Yeah, it's March Madness.
I don't like it's March Madness.
Shout out to NMA for the media passes. I mean, we're going to be there at NMA. Hopefully next year you give us a bigger stage, but I mean, here we go.
Yeah, there we
go. Yes, sir. And then just wrapping up, just obviously bringing in that value there for other sports.
Yep.
Not a whole lot not necessarily not a whole lot. It's just the season's just getting started again with baseball and softball for the high school sports. I don't think anybody's played more than 4 games. Some of the teams did get to play at the Southwest Stadium, the Chihuahuas minor league.
Wow.
So
Nice.
they played AAA Stadium, which is pretty cool.
But weren't you telling me that your cousin played there or something?
No, he was gonna play there, but he didn't play this year.
Oh, come on.
Mike Escandon, though, he's a baller.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so just quickly, some of the records. The strongest team right now heading into the first little chunk there of sports is Las Cruces Bulldogs. They're 3-1. And as I was looking through some of the roster, it's really cool. Again, speaking on the players or the students who are playing multiple sports, I see a lot of guys on the football team that are playing baseball there, and they're doing well. You had Daniel Amado.
Oh, really?
He's playing. Isaac Gomez, who's really good. He's a junior now, and so some young guys who are playing both baseball and basketball. I'm sorry, and baseball. So that's pretty cool. So they're 3-1, and then you have Oregon Mountain. They're 2-1-1, and they're doing good. They got some guys on there that are playing really well. Sean Estenson.
Say it slow, brother.
Estenson.
Pronounce it.
I got it.
Estenson.
I got it. Thanks. Thanks, guys. He's leading the district with 6 RBIs already. It's an early season, but getting contact. Baseball is very much a streaky sport where you go in and out of slumps, and so for him to get started hot is really good. A lot of the Cruces guys are doing really good, and then Centennial's 2-2. They just lost their last game, and so they're doing well as well. And then you have Mayfield, who's struggling to get started. They are 0-3-1, so they just tied their last game. They started with 3 losses, so they're getting into the groove of things. Baseball's weird because you start playing you play a lot of teams from El Paso. The early on, you're going to the 915 to play there, and the competition's really good. You just don't know what you're getting, and like I said, it's a streaky sport, so you're always changing up lineups. You're changing up the feel of things. So excited to see that. But
Centennial's only plays El Paso teams.
Yep, there you go.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for baseball because I don't know anything about baseball. I'm excited to hear from you. I love sitting back and just listening to you because I got a lot of questions. I'll save it for the next podcast. Yeah. But I mean, hell, man, baseball is exciting. I'm excited to hear
softball too. Softball started up. I think Mayfield had the first game.
Yeah, I'm a fellow softballer. Yeah,
yeah, not that type of softball.
But quickly for softball, Mayfield is 4-0. They're undefeated. They got started off really good.
They haven't been really decent in the past couple of years.
Mayfield's killing it in female sports this year, man.
Yeah, they are.
Love it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mayfield.
Yeah, they're doing good. They started 4-0. Then you have Cruces High. They're 2-0. So the games and how it's lined up. I don't know if they're doing it's fall ball essentially as far as getting into some of the games. I don't know which one counts officially and which one doesn't because I've seen that they've played more than that. We have for the lead, Erica Silva there. She has 7 RBIs and in 2 games for Cruces, and she leads the district, or she's actually tied for some other girl in Gadsden. Sorry, I didn't get your name. But she's up there as far as getting, again, more contact there. So she's on top of the leaderboard. So think about that. 7 RBIs in 2 games.
Yeah, when you're scoring 17 and 22 against teams. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Mayfield beat Volcano Vista? Wow.
Nice.
There we go, knocking down Volcano.
And then you have
something. You got to beat them in something.
And then you have Oregon Mountain. They're 1-1, getting started. And then also, I actually didn't write down Centennial, but they were on the lower there. I think they're all 1-1 as well.
Softball.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, they haven't played at all.
Yeah, they haven't started.
Do they? Okay, cool.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
But I also want to correct something. I have nothing against Greg Brown. I just want to see someone win.
You just want to see him lose.
Someone win other than him.
I have nothing against you, but I want to see you lose.
I just don't want him to come up to me like, Coach, you make room. The other and stay like, hey man, I heard what you said. But I mean, if it is what happens, I'll own up to it. I just want to see a different leader. I don't want to see a team 4-peat. I want to see some other teams win. You know what I'm saying?
It's
man. You know what I'm saying?
It's competition, right? And then if we're talking not necessarily bad, right? You're not talking bad. You just want to see. He's someone who's at the top of the mountain, and he just needs to know. He needs to know that there's people down here that are trying to get to where he's at.
Yeah,
and it's a compliment to him, right? Because he's obviously doing something right.
I mean, he's already got a 3-peat going on, man. So that's huge.
Yeah, so you got a target on your back. If this is the first time you're hearing about a target on your back, I don't know what to tell you, brother. But
I would love that. Dude.
Anything else we got to cover?
You guys good? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mind if I do the outro, Steve?
Yeah.
All right, Frankie.
Hit it.
All right, shit, my bad.
You asking me for permission?
Well, yeah, I apologize.
You just said, no, I'm not going to ask him.
Well, everybody, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to tune in. Emilio Marquez.
Yep.
This Saturday. I mean, it's fight night. Don't forget to tune in and watch that. Las Cruces High legend. I mean, let's watch him compete. And then also, let's pack up the Pan Am Center. Don't forget this Saturday for the girls. Let's send them off in a really nice way, and let's pack it out, and let's go be there for Molly. I mean, it's her last 2 games there. So yeah, let's do that. And then, guys, it was awesome being back with you guys. I missed you guys.
I missed you, dude.
I missed you guys. So yeah. Don't forget to say something nice to someone. You never know what they're going through, and you never know if it could change their lives. Hey, Mount Echo, we're out.
Cut.
Yes, sir.